One. Going forward, we want to acknowledge Mrs. Manuel, uh, the wife of the late Gavin Manuel. Nadine, you can stand so they can see who you are. You know, stand, Mrs. Manuel. She doesn't need a crutch. Nadine Manuel, young lady Nadine Manuel. We also want to acknowledge sisters Sandy and Charlene, and they both happen to be with the surname Lewis. So they went from Manuel to Lewis, but I was categorically told the husbands are not related in any way. So go figure, they kept the recipes going well. We also want to acknowledge Auntie Martha. She was here with us today. And also tournament directors, Sean Campbell and Nigel Crowe. The rest of us will get introduced as we go along this afternoon. I want to start by saying the following. Now, if technology will work with me. You have to fight to reach your dream. You have to sacrifice and work hard for it. Sometimes you have to accept that you can't win all the time, says Lionel Messi. As we go into this afternoon, we will hear some more anecdotal stories about people who have walked before and people who are walking now in the paths where you are. But we're not going to waste a lot of time. I'm going to ask the tournament director, Mr. Sean Campbell, if he could come forward now and just introduce the ambassadors of this tournament, the people who have gone before, who are a bit crocked like me, but yeah, who've had some role to play into where we are today, where you are today, and the springboard for where you will go to in the future. Mr. Campbell.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Damon. So my role is small. My work is done. Nigel, our work is done. We're just waiting for the tournament to happen. We started planning in January 2024 for the tournament in September. That's how huge and how big the event has become. Jerome said I must just share some stats with you. In 2016, we started with 16 under 16 boys teams. We're now on 40 teams for this year, 24 boys teams and 16 girls teams. So there's a motto that I've cliched, and it spins off what Gavin Manuel did for generations gone by, creating access and opportunity. And one of our speakers later in the program will share with you about the access and opportunity that was created and where he started and where he is now in his life, sport and academics, because it goes hand in hand. We sports people, but we can't do it without the academics. Okay, you can't leave that behind. If you sit in here, captains, if you sit in here, the academics are critical, it's crucial. Okay, sports is a love and a passion, but only so many top sports people are successful. Not even 2% in the world generates an income out of sport. So you do the math. Okay, we all want to be there, we all can't be there. So we need to have a backup plan. So my duty is to introduce and honor the ambassadors that had a relationship with Gavin Manuel starting year dot. Jerome, year dot. Let's just leave it at year dot. And how he's impacted, one of the two of them will share how he's impacted their lives. But we start, one of the, three of them are here. Others are work related, although they're sportsmen, they also do work. So we have Mr. Isaac Arendse. If you can stand, please, sir. Mr. Arendse's relationship. Now, we're fortunate enough, we have two referees in our midst. Okay? Gavin Manuel was also administrator, a coach, and a referee. And I think he's impacted Isaac through school sports. Steve Magai, a retired principal of Steenby. But the impact is there, where Mr. Isaac was a coordinator for FIFA World Cup referees 2010. When the World Cup was here, he was a coordinator based in Joburg, in Gauteng. For 6 weeks, based in Gauteng. That's the honor that was bestowed upon him to represent the world on a world stage. And that's the impact they have. We have Mr. Duncan Crowe at the back, if you can stand, Mr. Crowe. Relationship started in 1981, sir. 81. Represented Western Province School Soccer, 1981. Western Province Athletics in the 800 meter, 1980-81. That's the impact. Gavin Manuel, school teacher, coach, principal, a starter at the athletics. That's the impact of Mr. Crowe. Mr. Jerome Darman. Do I need to give an introduction, sir? Local LFA referee, World Cup referee, in VAR in Africa. South Africa doesn't buy into the system, sir? Not yet. South Africa doesn't buy into, so he doesn't train VAR locally. He trains it throughout Africa. He's VAR representative in Africa. Mr. Jerome Darman. The others that are not here, Mr. Idris Burton, long legend, Santos Football Club. Mr. Gerald Stober, one of the first of the Cape Flats to sign with the Orlando Pirates. Mr. Kamal Syed, multiple league winner, Santos, not Marisburg, what's the other team in Durban? Manning Rangers and Orlando Pirates. Nasif Morris, internationally acclaimed, playing in Greece and in Spain. Ended up with started at Santos, played for Supersport and the likes. Then we have a new kid on the block. No Bafana caps, but the eagerness to learn and to enhance. Mr. Fagan Muller. The man phones us 3-4 times a week. I need to be involved. Mr. Man, is Mr. Man? Yes. Mr. Man is my football father. Fagan born in 1980, what is it? 86 boys. He says 86 boys. He was the unfortunate one not to go on an overseas trip. The 86 boys went on an overseas trip. Gavin Manuel with Mr. Nigel Crowe, a couple of others, took a school team from the Western Cape to Germany. Played against Werder Bremen and the likes. Okay, so Fagan's a new kid in the block, and Fagan's brought a whole lot of background stuff for us. I'm just a simple sports guy, want to organize a tournament. Fagan's got, he's going to tell you what he's got. But those are the guys that lay the path for us. They go in, use their contacts, use their networks to create opportunity and access for you guys. We tap into their resources. We ask them, listen, call a friend. Who's Kamal? Okay. Moet u worry nie, die medals is uitgesort. Don't worry, part payment of the referees is covered. Don't worry, I can cover 10 of the 18 trophies. Those are all money. There's no corporate sponsor. We were lucky, 1 year we had a 20,000 in sponsor. 20,000 is a lot of money. We still fell short of our target. It's a very expensive exercise, but the exercise that we'll do over and over and over, just to create opportunity and access. All our sports people, our youngsters need is opportunity and access. Okay, we don't need stumbling blocks put in the way. So where we can open doors, we will do it. Within our means, we will do it. So before I hand the mic back to Jerome, just one or two people I need to acknowledge. Jerome has acknowledged the Manuel family. Two of my uncles, the Manuel family, that's my direct link. Two of my uncles are not here, based overseas. They've invested heavily into this tournament, and we're appreciative of that. And I'm sure to make a clip. It's been live. Sorry, guys, it's been live stream at the moment at the launch. I'm sure to make a clip of them so they can see how it's impacting and who it's impacting. That's important. This is our last year with SuperSport, who's going to broadcast from the venue. It's not confirmed. The last 3 years they did all 4 fields. We guaranteed 2 fields. They need to see how the production team can cover all 4 fields. But we'll work the fixtures of each. A school will not be on television, on the app, on the school's app. A school will not be there. If I have to tell Mr. Crowley to go back and work the fixture to make sure a school have the access, because that's the platform. Every time you walk onto the field as a soccer person, that's a platform. How you behave, how you walk, slapgat of the knee. That's what they see. Your talent is only so much. The attitude they look at. We have Stellenbosch University here. They've partnered with us since 2016. Some of the players that have played in the tournament have accessed Stellenbosch University. Quite a few of them, and Tebogo is here representing Stellenbosch football, not a professional club, Stellenbosch University Football Club. Okay, we need to make it clear, it's 2 different entities. Marty's Football Club. Tebogo is going to give us a talk about that and how the relationship has grown and where we're going to go to from there. And the live streaming is done at the back there, and that's good day. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's where I say Fagan brings what Fagan brings to the party. Javon Corisis is doing the live streaming at the back there. LBK Industries have partnered with us to do live streaming and capture all the footage. SuperSport has the footage. They have the rights to broadcast it. So when we record at the field, when you take your pictures at the field, please don't post it the same day on Facebook because it's contravention of our contract with SuperSport. Let us allow them to do the live broadcast. But Javon and LBK Industries have come on board. They'll record all the footage at the field, and we'll have our own material that we can use and we can send to schools, so schools can use it and use it to your advantage. So that's my 2 cents. Nigel will do the draw later. Jerome will take the program forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Campbell. I'm sure you can clap hands better than that, so there we go. The Gavin Manuel Legacy Schools Cup, creating access and opportunity. There's our tagline. So we're going to move along in the program, and I'm going to ask, so when I looked at some of the people who are speaking today, I thought, shoo, Ronaldinho is also talking. Fantastic. And so I am going to ask Tebogo Mpatlele to come and introduce our Ronaldinho. And come forward, sir. As Sean has intimated, he's from Marty's Football Club, from the Stellenbosch University. I asked him, how do I introduce you? He said, just say team manager and office admin. I'm sure he's much more than that. Please put your hands together for Tebogo Mpatlele.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking like, oh, the history in the room and the impact and the legacy. I'm asking myself, okay, what am I leaving behind? Yeah, I'm challenged. I'm very much challenged. So I'm just going to ask my colleague just to share a bit of a presentation, just so that I share a bit about the future, right? So I think we covered much more about Ronaldinho, will also cover more of the history of how he started and where he is now, and then I'm just gonna get from where he is now to the future. All right. So basically, I think as Mr. Mentioned that Stellenbosch University football and Stellenbosch FC are totally two different things. So Stellenbosch FC is privately owned, and Stellenbosch University Football Club, Mattis, is a university football club, right? So as much as we compete into local leagues, as well as a provincial league, ABC Motsepe, our idea is not only to go professional as football, our idea is to compete at varsity football. So that's why then we have this program called Mattis Football High Performance. So that's where each and every students, the likes of Ronaldo, that come and study at Stellenbosch University, then they become part of that program. So I'm just gonna go through that program so you have an idea of what is expected. So I believe in my audience I have grade 10s and grade 11s. If you grade 12, a little bit late for you, but it's okay. There's still opportunity. So you have an idea of what can be expected, especially when you finish grade 12. Then when you have to choose which university you want to go to, then you have an idea of what Stellenbosch University offer for you. Okay, so that's basically my introduction. What I do, we can move to the next slide. Is it possible we can just present? Yes, I think it's here. This. This one. It's technology. Oh, it's presenting backwards. So exit, just say duplicate. Just say duplicate. And then present from that side. There we go. Then we can just start from just previous one, quick. So basically, that's what I do. My official title within the Mattis football is just kit and logistics, but then also I do campus league coordinator and team manager, as they mentioned, and also of office admin. I'm also a former student at Mattis, Stellenbosch University. Then I enrolled into football, right? So you can move to the next one. So basically, I'm only gonna talk about three things. So that's sports and medicine, and performance enhancement, and also student athlete empowerment. So what we do, we look at, as much as we look at that, our idea is to not only produce student athletes, but produce a student athlete with a proven evidence-based results. So we look at each and every individuals, as Ronaldinho, okay, from what we do, I'll cover that later. From as he comes, screening, okay, so where Ronaldinho is as a player, as a student, and also as a person. And from there we take from there. We look at health and safety, and after that we look at holistic development. How then we develop him into a student athlete, and after that we look at specific trainings that each athlete needs, right? You can move to the next. So from then, with sports and medicine, so what we do I'll just simplify it as much as possible. As a student comes, first we do a screening through our medical facility. From a screening, the doctors, those are two doctors that will look at what we provide them to look at. From there then, we look at, also after that, we look at fatigue and injury management. So if a student's playing football get injured on the field, we have injury clinic that they take care of. If then there is, during competitions such as USA, so during those competitions, we offer also recovery management. That's why we have our doctors present with us to manage the fatigue and also recovery procedures. So after that, we have dietitians that come and explain to students what they should eat and not eat. So what is it that you eat when, what do you eat before the game, what do you eat after the game, what do you eat after the game for proper recovery. Not everything should be eaten. Right? So after that, we offer students also drug-free workshop. Not every supplements need to be taken. Not every drug that's been there that to enhance performance need to be taken. Such information, it get provided to the students, so they have an idea of what's needed for them to perform, right? And then same drug-free workshop, we do that in supplementary education. What is that you must take as a supplement? Some people, you can take protein supplements. Some of them, they are not ideal for sports. Some of them, they are illegal for sports. So that we offer that education to them. Can you put next? And that process facilitated by our doctors on campus. Not only us, but the doctors. So after that, we have performance enhancements. So from a player just that only coming, and how then do we strengthen that player to perform better on the field, right? That's what performance enhancements look. So we have what we call a strength and conditioning coach. So strength and conditioning coach will go into strength and condition. That's why the players go to a gym. They get given gym contracts where that is paid for by the university or by Mattis Football. Then there's a program that they follow to enhance their performance. After that, we have a vision and decision training. So obviously in the field of play, vision is important, decision making is important. So that training occurs as well within our university. Right, after that, we have performance testing and monitoring. Like I mentioned, as you come, there are tests that you need to go through, and after that, we monitor your progress as you are within the program, right? And then after that, we have also performance analysis. So from just being a player, then how do we analyze you further to, are you improving, are you not improving, and so on. So we have those as well. And then performance psychology. So at times, being at high school to university is a very big adjustment. So some students struggle to cope with being a student and also being a football player. So then we have performance psychology. In our context, we call him Eugene. That's why he comes, and if a student is struggling in a department, psychologically, he comes and then tend to the students' needs and so on, as well as a group discussion. Some coaches, okay, we want to play in this manner, but the players are not getting it. Then our psychology will come, sit with players, then how then can they adopt the principle, and so forth, right? So all these services, some of them can be private, and some of them can be within the Stellenbosch University, right? So moving forward, we have student athlete and coach empowerment. So as much we use students to perform on the field, but also empower them. So most time as a student, some may struggle in a subject, time management, and some can't study properly, because obviously what you study in high school is not the same as what you're going to study in university. The same, also the speed on how the contest move is quicker. So that's why we have academic support. We call in other words, we call it PACER. So I'll explain on the next slide. So on that, they offer various supports where students can go, okay, I'm struggling with time management, they will help you with time management. I'm struggling with understanding the concept, they assist you with understanding the concept. So not only throwing you into Lions Den, but we help you to cope as well. After that, we have community impact. The community impact is mostly as we are here right now. So those are the other things, and personal development as well, and knowledge development. So that's PACER program develop each and every student. So we not only, like I mentioned, only let you study or play, but also give you instruments that you need, right? Just move to the next. I can pause again. All right. From there, then we have, as you can look at all those cycles, from us being a successful HP program, us being successful at university football, us being successful in any competition, not the previous one, please. Us being successful, our success then depends on students achieving academically, and then also being aware within our community, and also being personally empowered. Then that's our core foundation of our HP program, all right? And then just that side, just to see what PACER actually defines as persistent, authenticity, community aware, empathy, and releasing. Sorry. Thank you. My English is depleting. All right. The last one, then I'm done. I know it's high in afternoon. Okay. So in everything that we do at Mattis or at University Mattis Football HP, everything is centered within student athlete, right? Before you are a footballer, you are a student. So basically, we offer you both. We offer you both. You are a profession at your football, but also as getting a career. right? You're not only playing football that you love, you can play football, play at the ABC level. We have our Stellenbosch FC neighbors that also can pick up players if they see if they're interested. But at the same time, we are providing you with education that you leave Stellenbosch with a degree, not only as a football player. So that opportunity that we offer. But everything is the student in the middle, and then the coach comes after that. Obviously, it's coach-led. After that, then IMS support services that I mentioned that comes, and after that, then is evidence-based. So every data that's collected within everything is that. And after that, we assure quality of footballer that we produce, and also we know at the end of the year, your final year, you'll graduate with a degree. Not only be a good footballer, you'll be a good footballer, quality, strong in mind and in your body, but also with a degree. The last one, then I'm done, right? I promise this is the last one. All right. So if you come to Mattis, right, you will leave here with a similar thing: a better person, a better athlete, and someone that has a university degree, right? And not only just university degree of any other university, but the university that is recognized internationally. Okay. So basically, in all in a nutshell, that's what Mattis football is all about. So, yeah. So if you have any questions related to any of that, will be here towards the end, and you can ask, right? So basically, that's all. That's us in a nutshell, right? And thank you so much. So now I think they ask if I can introduce Ronaldinho. I don't know where to start, right? I think some of you know him better than I do. I think I met Ronaldinho just four years ago. 4 years ago when I came to Mattis Football. He's one of our HP students that is within this program. So he knows better. He's one of our leaders within the program. And he started in SAB League and then got promoted with Mattis Football to ABC League. He's been with the ABC for 3 years and he's in final year now in studying education, if I'm not mistaken. So his final year this year. It's been the same program. So we will explain some of the stuff that happens as a student athlete, with an experience as well within the Mattis Football. Thank you so much. Ronaldinho?
It's a big crowd, man. It's a big crowd. Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ronaldinho Johnson, the Mattis High Performance Captain at the moment. We're going to take us back to my journey starting in the Beacon Valley. I'm from Mitchells Plain. Starting in the Beacon Valley, grew up with parents who was on drugs. Mr. Crowe asked me if it's okay if I can speak about my background. It's okay. I'm comfortable with it now. It made me who I am. It started with my parents who was on drugs. My grandparents took care of me since like the age of 2. I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for them. And then football, like Mr. Reino used to call me, I used to be a football cop. I used to attend Monday. I used to be a football cop, strictly football driven. I started at the age of 10 playing for Ajax Cape Town. I moved on when I got released from Ajax Cape Town. I moved on to Stellenbosch FC, the PSL franchise. I moved on very quickly to them. And then later on, with the opportunity given through the Gavin Manuel tournament at the grade 10, grade 9 level, I played in the first edition and second edition of the tournament. With that opportunity, Mr. Crowe spoke to his brother, Desmond Crowe, who's my coach at the moment. So it's just a lot of Crowes. I was coached under, under Duncan Crowe. I was coached under Nigel Crowe, and now at the moment with Desmond Crowe. The Gavin Manuel tournament gave me the opportunity to showcase my platform to showcase my talent. Talent, I wouldn't say I had the most amount of talent. Hard work, though. That was me. I'm very, very, very goal-orientated. And like Duncan Crowe always said, hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. It's that simple. You have to work hard in all, and that's just that. And then I applied to university. I didn't want to go to university, ladies and gentlemen. But when I got released from Ajax, something had to change. Something had to change. I was very, very football driven. I really thought I'm going to make it pro. Let's be real. I didn't, and it's okay. It's okay. It brought me to where I am today. I applied to the University of Stellenbosch thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not going to get in here. Because the average to get in there is more than the average in the entire country. It's 60% and above. Well, for me it was 65%. Taboga said it's too late to in grade 12. It's never too late. I had to change from pure math to math lit in my final year as to get into university. And there we go, in grade 12 with my grade 12 results. So grade 9, 10s, and 11s, if you're that young and you're in grade 11, your results are important to get into university. It doesn't need to be Stellenbosch University. It really does. University. Work hard in class. That's it. Yes, I used to run around in school. Mr. Crow used to chase me. That's just who I was. It's okay. But your work comes first. Your work comes first at the end of the day. And as that journey, it brought me to where I am. I'm getting lost at the moment, to be honest. Where am I? I spoke about the psychologist at university. I had to go see the psychologist. It was affecting me big time. But I can firmly say, standing here today, if it wasn't for the opportunity, and thank you to the Manuel family for the tournament. If it wasn't for the opportunity, I wouldn't have been at university. I only saw football. I only saw football. And sometimes, things such as you getting a release from academy, it has to bring that side out of you. Your academics have to come out to you now to draw onto a future you didn't have for yourself in your head. We saw football, the Almighty saw something else. I truly believe my purpose in life was not to be a footballer. My purpose in life was to teach other kids. And that's why and I just want to end off with saying, you don't choose your parents. I love my parents. Druggies, as they call it in Mitchell's Plain or not. I love my parents. But one thing, you do choose your future. Thank you very much.
Absolutely fantastic. Put your hands together for Ronaldinho Johnson. Wow. Gavin Manuel School's Legacy Cup, creating access and opportunity. But that remains a myth. That remains an opportunity, remains an abstract if we don't grab it and make it work. So I want to ask a question. Who is the greatest, Ronaldinho or Messi? Yo. Not yo. That's not an option. That's not an option. Ronaldinho or Messi? Come on, come on. All right. Those people who say Ronaldinho, can you just raise your hand? Come on, I'm going to out you now. Sorry, Ronaldinho or Messi? Okay, let's go. Ronaldo or Messi? Ronaldo or Messi? Okay, let's get the Ronaldo fans. Raise your hands. Ronaldo fans? The Messi fans? For your grandson. Okay, so that counts 5. That counts 5 times. Okay. Now, I've met 2 Ronaldinhos in my lifetime, but I like this Ronaldinho better than the other one, I must say. So, both Messi and Ronaldo have dazzled us with their extraordinary skills, their record-breaking performances. But beyond the flashy and incredible plays, there's a crucial element that fuels their success, and that's discipline. I think Ronaldinho, and I'm going to get all my R's wrong today. I think Ronaldinho spoke about that as well. There's stories of overcoming humble beginnings and rising to the top are powerful lessons for us all. There's a golden thread, the golden thread of discipline that has started and that was instilled in me with my late dad and also with Gavin. Now, Gavin Manuel was a football referee. I knew him as a football referee. I used to call him Humpty Dumpty. And not because he was looking like Humpty Dumpty, not in the least. Because when he was on the line running with the flag in his hand, and he was a linesman back then, we know them as assistant referees, He used to help him concentrate and to be disciplined. He used to sing Humpty Dumpty. And that's how I used to call him Humpty. I used to tell my dad, Dad, am I going to see Uncle Humpty Dumpty? He's like, who on earth is this? And I explained, oh, you're talking about Uncle Gavin. I said, yes. And I used to call him Uncle Gavin at one stage, and he said to me, oh, don't call me uncle. You make me feel old. Cristiano Ronaldo was born in Madeira, in Portugal. He grew up in a modest family. His father was a gardener. His mother worked as a cook. They struggled to make ends meet, and the odds were really stacked against them. But Ronaldo's discipline was evident. He would practice tirelessly. Now, you know, tirelessly, learners, you know what tirelessly means? I'm going to say it in Afrikaans. Oh, maybe in English. When you're tired is tired. That's tirelessly. When you look at your educators, their tired is tired beyond tired. Okay, so appreciate them. So, but he practiced tirelessly. And it even meant that he would make makeshift goals. He managed his diet, his sleep, and most importantly, his recovery. I was at an event, a school event on Saturday evening. And I was dancing and performing like it was in the 80s. Shoo. Recovery on Sunday. I'm still recovering from what happened on Saturday evening. These hips they don't move so well anymore. Why are you laughing? Who's that? Which school is that? I'll make sure that you'll get a red card. Okay. So Ronaldo's story shows us that discipline isn't just about showing up. It's about putting in the extra effort, staying focused and making sacrifices. Now let's look at Lionel Messi. Messi grew up in Rosario, Argentina, facing his own set of challenges, diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency, short man syndrome. He was smaller and less physically developed than his peers, his family who couldn't afford the expensive treatment he needed, much like our families, which put his football dreams into jeopardy, at risk. But Messi's discipline was remarkable. He also practiced relentlessly. Oh, English. My English is also running away from me, Nataboko. Using his smaller stature to perfect his dribbling and his agility. His father would drive him into practices, traveling long distances. Messi's journey illustrates how discipline involves not just overcoming your personal hurdles, but also persisting in the sight of adversity. So why is discipline so important in football and in life? And you would know that I talk about discipline because I'm a referee. Vat nie drama nie. I can't use that Afrikaans saying because I'm being recorded, yeah. Ons vat nie dit van kabouters nie. Discipline in football means more than training hard. It's about creating habits that lead to success. It's about sticking with what you know best, even when you don't feel like doing it. I don't smart like preparing for that math lit test, but you have to do it. I don't feel like doing that geography. Who wants to learn about Oxbow Lakes? I'm right there, Mrs. Manuel? Yeah, Oxbow Lakes. But I have to do it anyway. Who wants to get up for training and coach says, no, you're not done yet, go and do it again. And you puking your lungs out, do it again. Gavin used to do that, eh? I used to feel sorry for the players. No, you're not done yet. Just when you think you're done, go again. And you dare not speak back. It means consistent practice, focusing on technique and making smart lifestyle choices. Off the pitch and on the pitch. Discipline helps us to set goals. Discipline translates hard work to propelling us to achieving our goals. It's about staying committed to your dreams, even when the path isn't easy. Discipline helps you to build strong habits, overcome obstacles, and achieve things you might not have thought were possible. Ask Mr. Colby, who started up the former Mr. Price League. When people looked at him and said, "Are you mad?" He said, "I'm going to do it anyway." Mr. Colby, where are you? I saw you walk in. There he is. Raise your hand so they know who you are. Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Colby. Both Messi and Ronaldo are probably near perfect examples of how discipline can transform challenges into triumphs. Their stories remind us that success isn't just about talent, it's about hard work and dedication behind the scenes when no one is watching. In a world when everything is recorded, discipline talks to us when no one is watching. The cell phone is off or the battery is pop. I cannot TikTok, I cannot Snapchat, I cannot Insta. That is discipline. So whether you are aspiring to be the next football star or aiming to achieve something in your own life, remember this, that discipline is the key, the driving force that can turn your dreams into reality. So I thank you for listening. And let the story of Messi and Ronaldo and Ronaldinho continue to inspire, continue to allow us to dream. Remember, child of the flats, that your dreams are valid. Your dreams are valid. So I look forward to watching you launch your dream in the next few weeks. And then to celebrate with us in the next few years as you tell us about how you dared to launch your dream and it became a reality. It is my privilege to be part of this tournament. It is my privilege to be part of this family, the Gavin Manuel Schools Legacy Cup, creating access and opportunity. I thank you. They say jack of all trades and master of none. But here's somebody who could inspire us even more. So we spoke about Fagan earlier on, so let me just read something to you. He's a distinguished ambassador and mentor of the Gavin Manuel's Legacy Cup, a product of Gavin Manuel's legacy, which you've heard about earlier on. Fagan has made significant contributions to youth development, nurturing young talent. He oversees the mentorship component of the tournament, providing guidance and support to aspiring athletes. Fagan's own journey in football has seen him thrive at various levels, and he is dedicated to empowering the next generation by sharing his experiences and advocating for access and opportunity in and through sports. His involvement in the tournament reflects his commitment to honoring Gavin Manuel's vision and inspiring young players to achieve their dreams. And a former professional player for Santos and the university sport and South African captain for UWC and a UNISA alumni, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fagan Muller.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What a crowd. I'm just checking my phone's on. Yeah, phone is still on. It's very important to start certain things a certain way. This day and age. So I had a whole slideshow prepared and everything for this. However, I lost it. I was like, no, I'm in too much of illustrious company, and I think everybody that's sitting here, I don't think we sometimes understand the magnitude of people that are around us. I think we have Mr. Ibrahim is also one of my favorite referees in the world. So two of the, I would say, the best referees ever produced from our soil sitting amongst us. Then we have some legends of the soil, and just what has been shared, like I'm very emotional here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. I don't get emotional. The last time I cried was 2013 when I lost my mom. And I feel that way today because my journey with Mr. Manuel comes on very long. It even comes on before the time I met him. So I'm from the dusty streets of Hanover Park, 39 Surdown Walk, Cowboy Town. Anybody know Cowboy Town? Woohoo! My people. That's where. And I'm going to share more because I know the family before the family even knew me. My other ma lives at the Butts, aka the Baths to some of you. Maybe some of you know it as the swimming pools. At the Butts 51 Kariba Hof, that's my other ma. So I am thoroughly from the dusty streets of Hanover Park. However, I've never played for Hanover Park. So I say that because when I was young, under 9, I played for a club called Stephanians. Yeah. And I have a team picture there under 9, and in that picture is Mr. Hayden Manuel, which was Mr. Manuel's son. He was our key goalkeeper. And then there was also Carl Lewis, aka Bugsy. He talks on the radio now in the morning. There we go. So there's his mom. He does the sport on the radio. And then we also had Mr. Nick Mack, was a winger at the time, but now he's Mr. Godly Gimba. All right. So these 3 people are part of this family, and then life goes on. Stephanians move, they move out. My mother said, we're not going to live in Hanover Park. We're going to move to a place that's much better than Hanover Park. Strandfontein. I'm like, yeah, Mitchell's Plain East, Muizenberg South, the same thing. Yeah, we have Strandfontein. we always wanted to keep us la-di-da. And then they put me in Strandfontein Primary. Eventually, through the years, I went to Strandfontein High. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was never the best footballer. Mr. Manuel told me that 1,000 times in my face. But I have a very good attitude towards the game. I just love the game. Like literally just love the game. Like that man, eat, sleep, drink, football. That is what it is. I only saw one thing, football. But my mom's words, I see it every day, is don't embarrass me. So every day I wake up with, please don't embarrass this woman. So when I go to school, Ronaldinho, I never used to bunk because don't embarrass me. So when I get in trouble, then don't embarrass me. So I was not an academic, but I used to go to class all the time. So there's 2 reasons children fail on school. Is because they don't have the work and because they don't have the work. So I was a clown on school. Mr. Manuel made me the soccer captain. He said, you must be the captain because you can talk and play. He said, you can't play, man. I'm like, how do you say that to me in my face? He's like, you can't play, you can talk, so you just lead. He said, I'm going to prove it to you. I said, how are you going to prove it to me? He said, come, you must think you can play. So at the time, I think he was at the clinic. He was at the clinic at the time. He says, Chad Robertson, Rowan Solomons, get in the car. Fagan, come, I'm going to show you can't play, get in. What is this man going to do now? Takes me to a clinic with those 2 boys, and they go on trial. I'm also with. I said, and me? He said, you can't play. I said, he said, I'm going to show you. Sends me there to trials. I'll never forget that. And Hellenic under 17 team, they still ended up in the final of the polar ice. That polar ice was still won by Owen Isaacs, killed the game. But the 86 year, my year, whoever was born in 1986, is a horrible year to be born in Cape Town. Because there is magnificent footballers that are born in 1986. Like evilly good. Like Lance David's t-shirts there. I literally took a photo of it. I went to 11 trials. And on the 12th one, Lance David sticked it and they chucked me out. And I was like, yo, is this how it works? Mr. Manuel said, but I told you can't play. But his words was, I challenge you. Every single day, I challenge you. I challenge you. He didn't make us run every week, but you know what he made us do for 6 weeks when he came to the school? He came to Strandfontein in 2003, that's when I met him. He made us stop with the left foot and pass with the right foot for 6 months. I shit you not, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry to the kids. I stopped with the left foot and I passed with the right foot for 6 months. I still say that's one of the reasons I had a taste of professionalism. Because when I look at the kids now, and I roll the ball and I say stop with the left foot and pass with the right foot, they can't do it. This is somebody, you hear what he said? I met 2 Ronaldinhos. We all know we only met one. You must listen when you talk. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the small things that he challenged you all the time that never go. So I wrote some things down. I'm a note taker. So yes, from the dusty streets of Hanover Park, met Mr. Manuel and the family very early, then moved to Strandfontein High School. In 2003, I met Mr. Manuel, grade 11. Then in 2004, this competition came around. A young Mr. Colby came to our school and he sat us all in a room. And I'll never forget your words, Mr. Colby, it reigned supreme. Because Mr. Colby said there's going to be 1,400 children in the school league and only 2 is going to make it. And you know what, Mr. Colby, your words is true. Because only myself and Howard Davids became professional footballers from the first season. And by the way, Mr. Colby, I still have my Mr. Price jacket. I'm going to bring it. I'll definitely bring it to the tournament. I still have it. I am from the first Mr. Price tournament. All right? We lost our first game against Cedar, against my mentor, Mr. Desmond Crowe. I'll never forget these things. These things are etched. And after we lost that first game, because Mr. Manny liked to set people up, the other coach, other sir said, "Nee, ek gaan die team vat." He said, "No, vat it." And I remember him standing there on the side. Oh, no, you know, he stands on the side. Stands. We all know that stance. He's standing there, and after the game, we lost 3-0, and he said, "But I told you can't play. Come to training." And then obviously we knew what we were going to do on training. Stop with the right foot and pass with the left foot. Heel dag. The next week we won. We never lost a game after that. And we just did the same training for 6 months. Right? We were the only team in that all that 16 teams. We were the only school that had an extra jacket. Because the man was like, "We can't look like all of them. We need an extra jacket. How are we going to get it?" We like, "We must pay." He's like, "No. I don't give money. You show me value." And I was like, "Yo, how do you mean we mustn't pay? Show me value." We stood on the corner of Stravenstein and Dennegeer for 4 months selling newspaper. And as the late news, and some people tell you, "No, we don't want that one, we want later." Like, he was teaching us about people. He was teaching us about sacrificing yourself. He was teaching us about, don't worry how people look at you standing on the corner. You know, the other schools used to laugh at us. But when you pull up on Saturday with our maroon jacket, Mr. Colby still scold us out. But we look the same. And the man knew what football was about. It was not about that ball. And again, he told me, "You're not going to make it in football. You need to find a pathway for you in football." Very important, we were there. And then at the end of the season, he said, "If you work really well and we keep selling for the next 4 months, we're going to go on a tour." We were like, "What? A tour? What is that?" He said, "No, we go away for a weekend, we go play in Oudtshoorn, and then you come back." We're like, "What? You leave your family?" And some of us, I was shocked. I was like, I can't believe. At the end of the season, we had a tour. We went to Oudtshoorn, we played in the tournament, we ended up in the final, we even had a girls' team, and it was a magnificent display because at that tournament, there was a man called Mr. Steve Haupt was there. So Steve Haupt started TAX and the first ever high performance center in South Africa. And this man said, "Give me that boy that shout there a lot there at the back, and give me that Kwai one, that number 8. And so myself and Rowan Solomons, we went to TAX, end of matric, because I didn't know what I want to do. We went to TAX for 2 weeks. George Maluleka was there. I'll never forget sitting at the table, and across the table from me, Robin Johannes and Lerato Chabangu signed their contract for Sundowns, and they became the most expensive youngsters in South Africa. And we were sitting by the table next door just listening to Glenn Blinken all the time. But again, it's because of access and opportunity granted by Mr. Manuel. We stayed there for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I remember them saying, "Hey, the two of you, you look good. You just talk. I think you're going to go back home." I was like, I knew this was going to happen. I came back home. I didn't know what to do. I walked into a friend of mine. He said, "My bro, I'm going to go fetch my results by UWs. Do you want to go with?" I was like, "What's UWC?" He said, "It's university." I said, "Okay, I'm going to go with, because I have nothing to do." "What are you going to do next year?" I said, "I'm going to go beg Mr. Colby. Maybe Mr. Colby's going to take me there at the time it was the second division. There was no rule. No under 23 rule. I don't come from that under 23 rule. I come from a time when if you are good enough, you are old enough. And that's how it should be. So when we came back, Mr. Manuel's words was, "I told you you're going to be back." I was standing at UWC with a friend of mine. He got his results. They said, "You don't get in." The lady looked at me. The lady said, "And you, what are you doing here?" I said, "I can talk and I can play soccer." She said, "Do you have your results on you?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Give it." Boom. Now this come from not bunking. I got straight C's, which today will be straight 5s. Yeah, so it's like a bachelor's. And the lady said, "No, you can come in. Come tomorrow. Do you have a 2.5? I'm like, no, nobody has a 2.5. Like, I know nobody with a 2.5. Obviously, my first call when I came home, my first call was not to my mom. Then was first trying to think like, how do you say you're gonna go to university and you never spoke about it for 12 years? So what is this thing now? I must explain this thing. But okay, let's spin it some way that, mommy, if you have a 2.5, I can register for university tomorrow, and you can tell everybody I'm studying. My mom is like, what? And then I just say that. And then, yes, it's like, yeah, 2.5. She said, I got the 500 rand for you. Mr. Manuel was one of my calls. He said, hey, you know, I don't give money, I only give value. I was like, yo, you say the same stuff all the time. I need it, give me something. He said, I know people by UWs, I'll give a call or something. But you're still going to have to pay the 2.5. I was like, oh. He only helped me the next year with these calls he could make. But eventually, I asked around and got the 2.5 and registered at UWC. My first year at UWC, I was a student that didn't know about university, so there wasn't a bell. I failed hopelessly. I got a couple of G's there. I almost got academically excluded. And then I called Mr. Manuel and I said, my life is just going down. And he said, my boy, I challenge you to become a student, because that's actually what you are. And I was like, okay, let's try this thing again. Went back to UWC, finished my first year. For those who know and speak that language, yeah, you know, your first year is your second year, your first year. There are a lot of guilty people here, young. It's all right, we know. So my student number is 2005. I graduated in 2011. It's a very good time at UWC. However, at the time at UWC 2008, they said there's a soccer team here. I was like, what? Can you play really soccer here? So I had to go to UWC from 8 till 4. I was at UWs. 4:30 the training starts. I used to train there from 4:30 till 6. I leave there at 6, and then I go train by Mr. Price Parkers also. And that was my day, all the time. Wake up the next day, you go. It's going all the time. Love the thing. But again, studying. So many, are you mad to still go to campus the next day? I must go. There's too much stories of and then, right? And I always said, like, I love that young man, and you know the crazy story with that young man, he forgot. He was just released by Ajax. And Mr. Desmond Crowe said, Fagan, I've got a couple of boys, you get a couple of boys, and we play a friendly against Marties, and if they are good enough, then we take them. And that young man, Mr. Manuel gave me the opportunity, and I had to give him the opportunity. So even he's coming from that legacy. So it's really deep, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I say when I look at the ambassadors, I didn't want to plan anything to say, but I do want to say this, is that he challenged everybody to wherever you find yourself in. And I'm going to write something on the board because it's very important for me to do. Because everybody's been speaking about it. Everybody's been speaking about the word discipline. And they use the word goals. So let's do this. Ronaldinho, what's your favorite subjects at school? What is your favorite subject at school, sir? So you got history. I'm just put a couple others here quickly. History, maths maybe, yeah. So if this is a dartboard, what do these become? Good, I heard the word there, targets. And I'm an educator to teach this, right? So we set some targets. Now in 1963, a man called Napoleon Hill and Zig Ziglar, they wrote a book on self-development. They said, those people who don't set goals, they hit the targets every time. So at least Ronaldinho is setting a goal. And that's what I can ask for my teams towards your players. Set goals for them. If it's to win the tournament, that's really a common goal because nobody's coming to lose the tournament. I can guarantee you that. So everybody's coming to win. But maybe there's other goals you can set for the tournament. Teamwork. Huh? And tell the team, no matter what happens, we hit the target. Because this is what I find, right? And this is why I know I don't want to coach on the field. At the moment I coach off the field, I do mentorship. I've been mentoring a club called FN Rangers for 5 years now. This year they went unbeaten in the ABC League. And I haven't been, this is the first time I'm actually saying I've been mentoring the club for 5 years. Because most people think it's what happens on the field. But it's a lot of what happens off the field. And that's what I feel is my forte in this thing. Because sometimes the coaches, they can only focus on what they need to focus on. The mindset thing is a difficult part. So we spoke about goals was something that was mentioned, and I'm saying just set some goals. Because if you don't, you're going to hit the target. But it's not going to be where you want it to be. Then the other thing that was spoken about today a lot was discipline. Now, we don't like the word. Now, kyk for my boy from Hanover Park giving you the word etymology. Does anybody know what the word etymology means to my school students? It means the study of the words. Right? So I also do some speaking, and I study speakers. So the word discipline actually comes from a biblical word, and to my Muslim brothers and sisters, maybe we all understand the word. It comes from the word, there we go. It comes from the word disciple. Now, there was this man in the Bible, his name was Jesus. He had 12 guys that follow him, and they were called the disciples. Now, do you hear what they did? All they did was? Are we getting what discipline is now? Now, the word of Mr. Manuel's favorite word was Fagan. One thing you are is coachable. So to be disciplined is to be a disciple, is to be a follower, is to be coachable. And then you will have bad habits. Because your habits ultimately determine your success. So it's a springboard from there to there to there to there. And then guess who stole this word? Look here, look here, look here. Can somebody tell me how much? Ooh, some of you judge your followers on Facebook by how much discipline you put in. So even the social media world has stolen that word because they know how effective the word follower is. When you follow someone, if you look deeper, you're becoming that of that person. Be careful what you're feeding yourself. I've got more than 600 people on my WhatsApp, but I've only looked at 2 people's statuses. It's just giving you what you scroll through all the day. Be careful. Right? So, again, like I reached out, when I reached out, I said, I always wanted to be an ambassador for the tournament. You never get me involved. And they said, Fagan, you must just come and be involved. So from my side, lastly, I just want to share, thank you for the opportunity to, just to be part of this magnitude of Mr. Manuel's legacy and what he has left with all of us and instilled in all of us. And very important, I want to reiterate the words of Mr. Jerome Damon, is that you are who you are when no one is around. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Shoo. I can listen for a long, long while. But we need to come to the point that we're all here for. Who plays whom? Is that English? Yes. Who plays whom? Okay? Good English, eh? See, I teach English sometimes. The rules and the draw will be done by the very strict. He's so strict that when he looked at me, he said, when I walked in, he said, is this what the principal looks like? Where's your tie? And I even went, ooh. He is a Crowie. There are many Crowies, and they all had huge impact in the football world. And this Crowie will have a huge impact on your success. So I'm going to hand over to him now as he takes us through the draw and the rules for the Gavin Manuel Schools Legacy Cup 2024, creating access and opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nigel Crowie. Be nice to him. But before he comes, he said I have to do this. So which school did you teach at last? Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Say that again.
Mondale.
At Mondale, and Mondale just so happened to be, sir, the current schools champions for the Motsepis, the Motsepis Foundation School Champions. So please put your hands together for Mondale. They're still struggling to win this one. So we're going to hand over to Mr. Crowie.
Good afternoon, boys, girls, ladies, gents. I just want to run over the rules with you. I think most of you are familiar with the rules of this tournament. But the important thing that we have to take from this tournament, remember, you are educators, you're working with learners, and you have to show them how to be adults one day. And one of the things you're supposed to teach your child is not to cheat. Right? And that is the cornerstone of this tournament. And I think going over the rules is not so important as to bring it home to you people, the importance of not cheating. This is, you're working with learners. We had schools suspended from this tournament in the past for cheating. We had schools banned from this tournament in the past for cheating. I know, like Mr. Fagan indicated, all of us want to win, but at what cost? Okay, and that for me is more important. So the important, the basic rule is for the boys is under 16 tournament, so you have to be born 2008, 2009, 2010 and on. For the girls, it's 2006 is under 18 tournament, so it's 2006, 2007, 2008 and on. Okay, don't tell me, listen, the child is still 18, is born in 2005, it's not on. It's 2006 and 2008, that's it. All right, the boys, I'm just going to run through the thing very quick with you. You can just scroll up. You have to register with, luckily now it's Miss October, otherwise it would have been another Crowy. With Miss October before next Friday. Okay, she's teaching at Rocklands High School. You can go around to Rocklands High School and register with Miss October. Okay, with the registration you have to have. Oh yeah, on that side with Miss Goliath. So we have 2 registration people. On this side here, it's around about 11 schools in Mitchell's Plain. They can register with Miss October. And if you're on that side, Miss Goliath, at Sikufle High School, you can register. But the cutoff date is next Friday. Okay, registration on a letterhead, Mr. Campbell did indicate on the WhatsApp group. On a letterhead, school letterhead, signed by the principal, the ID number, the full name of the learner, name, surname, with the CMS number, ID number or date of birth, and then proof of that date of birth. Okay, you will get those. The ID you will get back immediately. We just have to double check it's for real. Don't tell me you're going to bring it to the tournament. It needs to be finalized by next Friday. Okay, Miss October and Miss Goliath, you need to register. The groups will be a bit different because we bigger tournament this year, 24 teams. We have 8 groups of 3 teams per group, right? So the first day will be a round robin in the group. The second day you guaranteed 2 matches, and the third day of the tournament you also guaranteed. So all schools except the team ending 3rd in the group are guaranteed 6 games for the tournament, 2, 2, 2. But the teams ending 3rd in the group are guaranteed 5 matches, so it's 2, 1, 2, right? So you guarantee those 5 matches. Even if you play to the final, you will play 6 matches. Okay, so you will play each and every day of the tournament. Important to support each other and be present at the tournament. The girls are straightforward, 16 teams. So they go 4 teams into a group. The top 2 will qualify for the winner section. The bottom 2 will play in the plate section. The boys, the top 2 will qualify for the last 16, and from there we will work through to the final, and we'll tell you exactly concerning where the plate section will start. The plate section starts at not the people ending 3rd, but we'll start at the people losing in the last 16. Okay? The people losing in the last 16, they will go into the plate section. Okay? Can move. There you have the groups. There the teams. There you can go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Okay, the full art of just kicking a normal penalty. But the problem is time. If you look at the fixtures, you will see match week end quite late each and every day because of the number of teams involved in the tournament. Okay, but we will convey that to you before next Friday. We will, the 4 of us will sit together and we will finalize exactly if we're going ahead with or we're going to have a penalty shootout, or we're going to have like we had in the past, where you dribble from the halfway line, that one. Okay, the points is 3 points for a win, 2 points for a score draw, 1 point for a goalless draw, and obviously 0 for. There are no grace periods. Eh? If you're late, you're late. And then the 3 points you will default the match, and your opponents will get a 2-0 victory. There's no like a 5-minute grace period. If your time is that time, that's your time. Okay? We're not waiting on teams. We have to run. You have to teach your children, you have to teach your learners, you have to teach your students to be on time. And it starts here. It starts at school. You teach your child to be on time. The match starts at 9 o'clock. He must be there. Not 9:05, 2 minutes past 9, it's out. I had a little case where a learner arrived 2 minutes late for the matric exams. 2 minutes late. Now I'm talking 2 minutes past 10. Not 2 minutes. He's supposed to start at 9 o'clock. I mean, all of us know. And you have an hour grace period. And I was monitoring at the school on that side, and that learner arrived 2 minutes past 10. Unfortunately, that learner couldn't write. Right? 2 minutes late, I'm talking. And they begged me, sir, please, please, please. If you allow once, you have to do it all the time. The same here, this tournament. We allow one team to be late, we have to accommodate each and every team. So time is time, and the 2 minute, so the 2-goal rule will affect, it will be a default, and your opponents will move on. I think, I don't want to run through all those things. You have a copy of the rules. I think you know what's going on. I think the best thing for us to do at this stage, you have lots of speeches, is to move over to the draw, okay? And when we get to the draw, can I just get here? When we get to the draw, I noticed that you need a machine for this. And FIFA, or not FIFA, UEFA had a draw now, and I said, if they can do it this way, surely we can do it this way. And what we have there, we have the names of all the teams, the boy teams, all right? Now you must remember, we have 24 teams, and then those boy teams will, the Mitchell's Plain boy group, schools, this will come up. Right, and then I will because we don't want all Mitchell's Plain schools to be in the same group. Now the same goes for the Khayelitsha schools. When Khayelitsha schools come up, I'm just close these things here. Don't know, sometimes funny things come up. It's really. If you notice, the Mitchell's Plain schools, the Khayelitsha schools, they will be in every second group. So they will be in Group A, Group C, Group E, and Group G. And then the rest of the schools, we will use this one, which is the other schools. Now, Mitchell's Plain, we have 11 schools, right? So it will be one per group, and then the other 3 will come into this group, okay? So some of the 3 of the groups will have 2 unfortunately will have 2 schools from Mitchell's Plain in it, okay? So the same goes for the girls. If we look at the girls, there you have the 16 name of the girls. There you have your Mitchell's Plain group, 1 per group, and there's more than 6. They will go also into the open one. Here you have your Khayelitsha group. Now that's the open one. There you have your Khayelitsha group, and they will also be 1 team per group because there's 4 schools from Khayelitsha. Okay, so that we can't have all Khayelitsha schools in one group or all Mitchell's Plain in one group. They need to play against each other. Okay, so let's start with the draw. And the draw, unfortunately, I'm going to sit down now, ladies and gents. Shanae, will you have the draw. So what we're going to do, we're going to spin the wheel, right? And where it stops will be your first team out, and the first team out is Glendale, right? So Glendale, I'll remove Glendale from the group, and then Glendale is a school from Mitchell's Plain, so we have to spin this wheel to see in which group Glendale will be going. And Glendale will be in group E. E, that will come up there and it will tell me Glendale is in E1. So Glendale is our first team, they in E1. Now we move back to our boys group and spin again. You can write it down. And just Take note. Next school out is Usasazu, right? They school from Khayelitsha. So now we go to the Khayelitsha wheel and we spin that wheel and we check where they fall. They will go into group. Just wait. It will tell us. G2. Remove G2. Back to the wheel. Portland. Portland is the next team. We remove Portland. Portland is a school from Mitchell's Plain. We go to the Mitchell's Plain wheel. We spin that wheel and let's go. Continue. See, Mr. Colby, was het gegooid? Worden geword. It's A1. A1, we remove A1 from this group, so Portland is A1. Back to the wheel. Spin. I mustn't just close the thing. If I close this thing, we've lost. Simonier. Right? Just wait. Yes. We remove them. And then we go to the Khayelitsha wheel. We spin that wheel. They will be E2. Next one, let's spin the wheel. Ocean View. Remove Ocean View. They will be in the open group. So we're going to the open wheel and let's spin. I'm actually impressed. No, myself. That is B3. Let's go back. Hello. Hello's the next one. They have Mitchell's Plain School, so we have to go here. F1. Musenberg. Musenberg. Musenberg is open, so we go there. F2. Musenberg F2. Bergfleet. Bergfleet. And Bergfleet is open, so they will go into group. H2. H2. Bergfleet. Duncan. Beacon Hill. Beacon Hill. Beacon Hill is from Mitchell's Plain, so we go to that wheel. G1. Cedar. Cedars from Mitchell's Plain. They go into this wheel. Let's see where Cedar will be. Cedar will most probably be D1. D1. D1 Cedar. Let's go back to our wheel. Is it Weinberg? Weinberg Secondary School. So that's the open group. We're going to that one over there. G3. G3. Weinberg is in G3. Back to the wheel. AZ Berman. AZ Berman. AZ Berman, Mitchell's Plain School. So we go back to the wheel. The Mitchell's Plain group. So only 3 left. They will be B1. B1. Next school out, Steenberg. Mr. Orange's old schools. Steenberg. Steenberg, they will go into the open group. We're looking at the open group. C3. Steenberg, C3. Getting there. Mondale. Mondale. 2012, 2013, 2018, Mr. Price champs. Mitchell's Plain group. C1. C1. Westridge. The defending champions Westridge, okay, they will automatically go into H1, okay? Westridge is automatically into H1. Let's continue. Plumstead, Plumstead High, newcomers to the tournament. They will go into the open group. Plumstead E3. Next school out, Spine Road. Next school out is Spine Road. They will also go into the open group now. So we're looking at this group over here. H3. They will be H3. Okay, we're almost there. We're getting there. Next school out, Grooteskie also for the first time playing in this tournament. Mr. Jumat's team. Also Mondalian. It's nice seeing our learners, and I'm talking about all our learners, going into education. So that means we as teachers did something right. Are they going into the open group? Almost. F3. 3. Matthew Guniwe. Now they must go into the Kayalicha group now. Okay, now we have to go to the Kayalicha group. There's 1 or 2. Let's see. They will be A2. They will be, Matthew Guniwe will be A2. Rocklands, this is Rocklands High School. They will also with the open group. A3, A3. Zola. Zola. Now we have to look at the the Kayalicha group. And they will be C2. Okay? They will be C2. Zola C2. Mr. Man's old school Sikuflay, they will go into D3. D3. Last 2 schools. Oval North. They will go into B2. B2. So that means the only school left is Harry Gwala, and Harry Gwala will be in D2. Okay? That is the girls' draw for you. Can we? Sorry, that's the boys' draw for you. So we were Rocklands in Group B. We have AZ Berman, Oval North, Ocean View. Group C, we have Mondale, Zola, and Steenberg. Group D, Cedar, Harry Gwala, Alta. Then you can just take a photo from this, okay? Or you can take from there, or you can take from here later. E is Glendale, Simoniers, Plumstead. F, Elo, Muizenberg, Grooteskier. G, Beacon Hill, Usasu, Asazu, and Weinberg. And the last group, Group H, is Westridge, Bergfleet, and Spine Road. Now let's move over to the girls. Okay, the names of the girls is over there. You know about the girl story. Let's start. Okay, let's spin the wheel. You can take that, yeah. The first one out in the girls group is Pelican Park. First one out, Pelican Park. And they go into the open spin. There will be 4 groups of 4 teams, eh? The girls is 4 groups, group A, B, C, D, of 4 teams each. C4, C4, Pelican Park. Luthlaza, and there you go, Kayalicha group. That one over there. Let's spin the wheel. and they will be A2. Luthlaza A2. Sorry. Musenberg, they also in the open group. Musenberg, and they will be going into group C3. C3. Musenberg C3. Next school out is Grasdale. Grasdale, they will be going into the open group. A4. A4. Next school out. So they will we'll be looking at the Mitchell's Plain group of that. That's your Mitchell's Plain group. The first school from Mitchell's Plain. And they will be going into D1. They will be D1. Spine Road, yeah. Spine Road D1. Next school out, it's Groote Skeer. They will be going into the open group. And that is B4. B4 is Groote Skeer. Next school out. Sikofle, next one out. And they will be going into this group over here. They will be D4. D4. Yeah, we're going to have a Mitchell's Plain school. Beacon Hill. Beacon Hill. So we go to the Mitchell's Plain group over here. B1. B1. Back to the names. Ikaya. Let's go to the Kayalicha group over here. And they will go into group C2. C2. Okay, almost. Where are we? That's Harry Gwala. Harry Gwala, that's a Kayalicha group. They will go over here. B2. B2. Westridge High. Westridge High. That's a Mitchell's Plain group. C1. Westridge High, C1. Glendale. Glendale. So Glendale will automatically go into A1. Okay? Glendale A1. Maniano, the current champs. The current champs, what a team they had last year. Unbeaten. I think they didn't concede any goals in the tournament. Maniano. Kailicha group. So they will be going into D2. D2. Next school out, Berkfleet. Yeah, new to the tournament. D3. Berkfleet D3. Cedar. We have to go back to the, we go back to the open group. Back to the open group. So Cedar will be B3. B3. That means Rocklands will be A3. Let's just double check. The last team left is Rocklands, and Rocklands will be in A3. So there you have your groups, Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, and that's it. Wishing you all for the tournament, everything of the best. Remember the important thing, you are educators. Remember, just remember that, okay? Just remember that. Thank you, Mr. Daman.
Thank you, Drill Master Crowe. That was lekker. I just want to ask, Mr. Crowe, can you do a couple of more spins? I want to play Lotto tonight. Because you do it so well. Everybody can do with a Lotto. I'm going to just hand over very quickly to Mr. Campbell, who will do his thanks, and then we look forward to 23, 24, 25 of September. But I will talk more about that after Mr. Campbell.
Okay, so it's thank you time. So I've mentioned a couple of people. Firstly, let me say to the educators and the coaches, thank you very much. We know the challenging times teachers have, the 2,400 that's not going to have work next year. So we know the tough times you guys have. I speak on behalf of the captains and the learners there. Thank you for making the time out to providing access and opportunity for the kids. If we don't do it, just think what the 600 children are going to do if they don't come to the tournament. Challenging to think what they don't do. So the teachers, coaches, managers, parents, some of your parents, thank you for sacrificing your time. It's only a week holiday and we're taking 3 of those days. Tough times, tough measures. I told Mr. Crowe, hey, we need more days. You can't really teach us. I said, let's ask the teachers. And all of you said, yes, yes, yes. Because you know what impact it has for the learner. And it's not about the legends, the ambassadors, the organizers. It's about the learners. It's about creating action opportunities. So once again, teachers, coaches, parents, thank you, thank you, thank you. Javon, LBK Industries, thank you. This draw has been live. I sent you a link. The recording will be made available to you. I'm going to send you a link for SuperSport. Please spread it to your schools. It's our responsibility to get as many viewerships on the SuperSport app. That's their money. We don't pay to get it at broadcast. It's It's a lose-win because they need us, we need them, but it's not never a win-win. But we need to create the opportunity for the kids. We need to create the access for the kids. So we go into these partnerships so we can expose the tournament, so we can expose the youngsters. We can expose the ladies, the young ladies and the young gentlemen to that. So thank you, Javon, Fagan, thank you. The legends, Mr. Crowe, Mr. Darman, Mr. Orenser, thank you. Always making yourselves available, always at the draw. So people can see the association and the relationship. Mr. Colby, I didn't welcome you earlier, but welcome. And the tournament was never in competition with Mr. Price. We can't compete with Mr. Price. Mr. Price's tournament was a legend on his own. We provided a younger learner an opportunity. We wanted to be the stepping stone to Mr. Price. Okay? Again, what Mr. Price did was creating opportunity and access. We just coined in the phrase. But everybody that's doing an extramural activity at school, you're creating an alternative view. We all, captains, you can put your hand up, no, you don't have to. We all are not academics. So let's look at the other opportunity for the learner. I must tell Ms. Frans Boysen, I must still get the invite for the marching band. Het julle vir Spanje se marching band gesien? Yeah, that's also creating opportunity. But thank you everybody. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Michelle, Nadine, Charlene, Sandy, Martha, thank you for always coming around, always being available at the tournament. And for allowing us, Nigel, to do what we do. I think we'll be bored, but okay, that's another story. 1 minute. I started March 2016. I knew Nigel, Nigel knew me. We were never associates. I knew Nigel through Gavin, school sport. I picked up the phone in March. Nigel, I need to speak to you. Ja, ek weet wat jy wil doen. Ons gaan die tournament doen. Telepathy. Gavin Manuel's best friend. I must say, I'm Gavin Manuel's favorite nephew. So, what we do is for the learners, for nobody else. The tournament runs on a tiki, but it will happen next year, it will happen the year after, it will happen again. If we must go, fine, Subat, you don't worry about the money. You just make the kids available for us. Okay? And like Ronaldinho said, we might not be able to impact all 600 kids, but if we can provide one learner an opportunity, as one more than that was done before 2016. That's what it's about. So if I missed you, if I didn't say thank you to you, I appreciate you being here. The turnout has been phenomenal. We had to pack the chairs further at the back there. I think we've got more than 100 people here today. It's been phenomenal. The attendance, 2 schools sent in an apology. We appreciate that. Finally, registrations. Those of you, Nigel touched it, haven't, we can't wait for next Friday. Mrs. October and Mrs. Goliath have marking to do and marks must be in. Yeah, it's end of term next Friday. Hulle wil goed ook gaan party. Next week Tuesday is your cut-off date. Next week Tuesday, if you're not there, where's Mr. Martin from Plumstead? Hands up, please. I found this man. He only entered the tournament on Monday. Zola entered the tournament 2 weeks ago. There's 40 teams. There's 10 teams on standby. There's a demand. Don't worry, it can't get any bigger. It's going to be unmanageable. It will cut off at 40. But your tournament fee is not money for us. It's only for you to show us your commitment. So I don't get a phone call on Monday, I can't make it. Because the planning and organization is challenging. It's not in the eye. It's challenging. We got teams at them, but I do. The man, 7 o'clock morning stress. Sir, I can't get your paperwork there. You only phoned me yesterday. Tuesday, sir. Tuesday, sick of flag. Those are Mitchell's Plain and Kailicha schools. It was October at the Rocklands. Please. Nothing later. You know, most 10 o'clock tonight, I'm going to send you a WhatsApp message. And I got more numbers on the list now. I'm going to send more WhatsApp messages. Tonight, 10 o'clock. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. Next morning, 9 o'clock. You'll get your message. Those of you that haven't responded. That's just to make things smoother. We don't eat on Monday. Mr. Smart, they must be 6 o'clock at Ocean View High. You don't have to. Mr. Smart is the furthest away. He's never, ever been late. He runs it alone. I see he's brought his daughter again with him. He's brought his daughter again. He wants to hand over. He wants to hand over, but she's saying no. Mr. Smart is the furthest away, but he's never, ever been late for a game. We got schools in close proximity that, hey, it's 5 minutes to go where you are. Please, guys. It starts at 8:30. The last game, Mr. Arnold, what time's the last game? 4:30, 4:45. Last game starts at 4 o'clock. We need to run it on a ticket. That's why we're looking for alternative field to do the goal shoot, the penalties. Because the tournament must run smoothly. So, again, I appreciate you for making the sacrifices. 3 more days. 3 more days. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Armin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Campbell. All that is left for me to say is to see you on the 23rd, the 24th Heritage Day, and the 25th of September at Rocklands High. Sia Kolisi said the following: you can become whatever you want to become, no matter what your background is. The Gavin Manuel Schools Legacy Cup, creating access and opportunity for people like you, because you deserve it. Have a good evening. Be safe on the roads. There's something to nibble, I see, and don't forget to take the photographs. And let's flood our social media pages with what is about to happen. See you then.